Next item on the agenda is item I. It's a consideration of the request from the engineering department to approve the Board of Education's request to run a sanitary sewer line along Dickens Road in the county right-of-way to a town of Tyrone sanitary sewer manhole located on neighboring property.
I have a question or two, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Who's going on the sewer?
The sewer line would be an extension of the city of Tyrone's sewer line.
Sewer line would it's going to be in the right of way.
It would be in our right of way, that's right.
If that sewer line ever needed to be moved for widening that road, would they have to move it? Or would we have to move it?
It's normal procedure that there's a utility within the right of way and the road is widened that the company that owns the utility moves it at no charge.
It doesn't go under Jenkins Road, does it?
No, I believe it would go in parallel with the road for about 110 feet or so. The only thing I'll add, I see Mike Satterfield here to give some details, would be the engineering is supportive of this project. There's some benefit to the county, in particular in the area of emergency response, to get rid of the existing wastewater treatment system that the Board of Education has out there. And I'll just add that we've worked with the board on a number of projects in the past 3 or 4 years, and they've been very good to work with and have really bent over backwards to try to meet all the regulations, even in areas where it's been more voluntary versus mandatory.
What will happen to their sewer system? Will they be responsible for dismantling it?
I'll defer to Mike.
The board has not made a final decision on that. They're looking at some different alternatives, but of course one of the alternatives is to dismantle it, maybe sell portions of it off. We've had some cities from like South Georgia that have made inquiries as to the possibility of buying parts of it. But it's the plant is right at 18 years old, and we've not had to make any major capital improvements to it. But you figure an 18-year-old plant, it's coming around the corner pretty soon that we'll have to start putting some major dollars into it to upkeep it. Right now, we're running at about $150,000 a year to operate the plant, and we figure we'll just about cut that in half if we're paying a sewer bill. So it's going to save the taxpayers of this county probably $75,000 a year to make this switch. I got 4.5 million square feet of schools to look after. I don't want to be in the sewage business. So I would love to hook up to the town of Tyrone and let them worry about our sewage.
Is this the drawing of the active road?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
The one note I had here, why not put it as far away from the concrete as you can, or asphalt?
I think the relation of the force main to the road and right of way is just for schematic purposes. Once they get approval, they'll probably check where existing utilities are, and yeah, I'm sure we'll move it as far away as we can. Yeah.
This looks like it's going almost by the road.
Yeah, I think that's for illustration purposes.
What's in this area here that would be adjacent to this line? Is there homes or communities or anything?
Sorry, I only have one copy. You can pass that down. It shows.
Where are we going from?
We're coming this way, bringing it down.
So it comes down. I'm going to write that in somebody.
The line will basically run across the southern end of the stadium, football stadium, then come up the west boundary, or the west side of the football stadium up to where it intersects with Jenkins Road, then turn left, and it would be, there's a little bitty, I won't even call it a pond, but there's a little wet area, we'll call it a pond for the sake of argument, in front of that church. And that's where the line goes up through there to tie into.
What size line is it?
It's it's all the force main all the way up through there. I don't remember the,
I don't know either, but being a force main, it would be a small diameter.
yeah.
One point to think about, and I don't know these rules, other than there are some rules to consider. Once you have sewer in one area, it opens the door for other people to connect onto it. Right now, we have a nice, it ends at the town of Tyrone. Here, we're bringing it into the county. It will be a force main, so if somebody wanted to tie into it, they'd be confronted with pump stations and improving the diameter of that. But you are opening a window.
Is only the high school going to be on this?
It's all three schools.
Right.
Right. They all gravity feed down to behind Sandy Creek High School. Right behind the softball field is where the actual plant is. And so we're going to put a pump station there and then feed over and actually bore under the football field and come up on the other side and then run it up.
This is going to be my fundamental question. What's the difference between a school and a church? This is the exact same issue that we had a month ago with the church. We're talking about Peachtree City sewer system. You're running the line to the church. And you guys denied it. And I want to support this. I want to help the school out. But I don't know any way that we can be consistent and deny a church the ability to do this and then say it's okay to do it for a school. So y'all figure a way out of that box, and I'll support this. Because I want to support it. I want to save the taxpayer money.
Sewer is a lot better than whatever.
Tell me the difference between a church and a school, and why we ought to do that.
I believe the city limits our property line of the Board of Education property. Yes. So that yellow line represents the city limits of Tyrone also owns this here only because the Board of Education property is still in the county. On the right of way.
For the children?
I make a motion that we approve this request as presented. So we can further discuss it if we want to.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Between a church and a school.
Hang on, I got a motion.
Hang on.
I got a motion. I got a motion.
Second.
All right, have a motion second. Now,
You know the difference?
Well, I mean, outside of the obvious, one is a public, property as opposed to church being private. I don't know if that distinction would warrant you to distinguish between the two in terms of what you're trying to accomplish. But you certainly have an argument that you have, as a public entity, more of a duty to assist as opposed to a private entity, which a church is.
We're saying the county $75,000, right?
and we have it on your opinion that you will reduce the school millage to save that. Taxpayers, is that right?
I'm not going to touch that.
Let me also point out that you certainly would be in a position to grant an easement to the school, and there would be certain conditions in that easement that would lend itself to the question of whether or not there's a cost to the county in the event that there's a requirement for removal. There's also, you can put in a prohibition for any tap-on into this by another user as a condition to granting this easement.